Hello, this is Jamie with Creations Misfit, and today I'm going to show you how to make a really quick and easy one row repeat pumpkin. So I do have a video up already for pumpkins. I'll put some pictures up here. It's a little bit different. I mean, it's basically the same premise. It's just the stitching is a little bit different, and it's a little bit smaller than this one. So if you want to make that one, I'll put a little card here, and I'll also put the link in the description box below. It basically has the same look to it, but I don't know, it's just the stitches are like a 2-row repeat instead of one. So this one is larger and a little bit easier to remember, and so we'll do that. I'm going to do pink today, and I did a black one already because apparently people are decorating with pink and black for Halloween as well, so let's do pink. So what you will need is a size 4 yarn and a size 5mm hook. You'll need some polyfill to stuff the pumpkin, something for the stem. I'm using a cinnamon stick. You could use a regular stick, or you could just crochet a stem if you'd like, and then a pair of scissors and a yarn needle to sew in your ends. And really this works with any type of yarn. If you have a size 6 or a size 5, you can use that too. It will just make it larger, and or a size 3, could make it a little bit smaller, and then just use your coordinating hook size. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with this. And you can actually, it's really customizable, so I'll tell you how you can make it smaller or larger with the same size yarn as well. Let me zoom in here a little bit. All right, to start out, we're going to start with a chain, but you want to leave a long piece because that's what we're going to use to sew in the pumpkin. So I would say maybe like, I don't know, 12 inches, something like that. And then we are going to make a slip knot and chain up 25. Okay, so you can go ahead and do your chains. I'll do mine and I'll meet you right back. All right, here's my chain of 25. And we are going to start with row 1. So for row 1, we will skip the very first chain, and we're going to do a half double crochet in the second chain from the hook. And we're going to repeat that all the way across. Just do 1 half double crochet in every chain all the way across, and at the end of round 1 or row 1, you should have 24 half double crochet. Okay, so you can pause the video and I'll see you back after row 1. And here we are at the end of row 1. And if you want to make this larger or smaller, without changing your yarn size, you can just change the number of chains that you start with. So if you want to make it larger, just do more chains, and smaller, do less, and then I'll tell you how many rows to do roughly for your chain. But for me, I did 25 chains and 24 stitches, and we are going to go on to row 2, sorry, and this will be our repeat row for the rest of the project. So we'll chain up 1 and turn our work, and we are just going to half double crochet in every back loop stitch. So if you don't know about the front and back loops, I'll show you here. When you go through a stitch, we normally go through both pieces, right? You can see the V's here. We go through both pieces. This is your front loop here. This is your back loop. So we're just going to pick up the back loop and do a regular half double crochet. And then that leaves the pattern like this. This leaves the texture. Okay, so let's make sure that we get right into that very first one. You can kind of turn your work to see, and we're just going to go into this back loop only and do our half double crochet. And you'll do that in every stitch across. Back loop only, and you'll have 24 at the end of each row. And so this is row 2, and we're going to do this for 24 total rows. If you have more or less stitches, the way that I do it is I measure this, and mine is about 5.5 inches wide, and then you're going to double that, or just about double it for the length. So however many, like let's say that you started with 50 stitches or something like that, and yours is 10 inches wide, you're going to want to do about 20 inches in length for your pumpkin. So I hope that makes sense. But for me, for this length that we're doing, or for this width that we're doing, I'm going to do 24 total rows for my pumpkin. Okay, so go ahead and do your 24 or however many you're doing, and then we will meet back up. All right, welcome back. I finished my 24 rows, and from here we are, and you know, if you're getting close to that doubled, you know, length or whatever, you can you'll probably want to leave with a row where you end up on the opposite side of where we started. It doesn't really matter, but it's just helpful because we're going to sew up the top and we're going to sew up the bottom, so this way they're on opposite ends. But if you didn't get there, that's okay too. Okay, so from here we are going to chain 1, and we're going to flip our work. We want to put we want to put these edges together. So go ahead and flip your work here, and we're just going to go into this first stitch, and we're going to go across here and pick up this one, and we will just slip stitch all the way across. We're going to go through both pieces. Make sure you're getting through both sides and do a slip stitch all the way across. Okay, so go ahead and do yours, and I will meet you right back. Okay, I got to the end here, and I just realized now I have both of these on the same side. So really, you probably wanted them on the same side before we started this, but that's okay. It's no big deal. And also, if you're like one stitch off or something here, it's not lining up, it's okay. Just go into one of them twice. You know, if you have an extra one on one side or the other, that's okay. Okay, so from here, we are going to, I just chain 1, and then I'm going to cut a long strand again for this side. All right, and then you can pull your hook out. And we're done with that. All right, so from here we're going to, it should look like this, like kind of like a sleeve at this point. And from here, you can take either piece. Now that I have them both on the same side, we'll fix that, don't worry. You're going to just take either piece, and we're going to go all the way around, in and out of some stitches. So it doesn't have to be perfect. I just go in one side and then come back through the other side, maybe like a 1/2 inch apart. Just do your best all the way around. Don't make them too far apart or too close together, but I don't know, I would say like maybe a 1/2 inch. We're just going to go in and out all the way around until we get back to the beginning. Thanks so much for watching this, by the way. If you're subscribed, I appreciate you being here, and if you're not, I would love to have you subscribe to my channel. I have a lot of video tutorials up for all different projects, large and small. I do yarn haul videos, and I do some yarn giveaways sometimes too, so please feel free to hit the subscribe button. I have a lot more coming too. And if you could leave a comment, let me know if there's anything you'd like to see me make. That would be great. Or how this worked out for you, and what colors you used, what yarn you used. I love reading the comments, and I do comment back, so I'd love to have you. All right, when you get back to the beginning, we are just going to cinch that up. So just kind of pull it tightly like a drawstring, and it should cinch up to look something like this. And from there, I just go around like in between these stitches. I just go all the way around to kind of make it a little tighter. And it doesn't have to be perfect. This is going to be the bottom of the pumpkin, and it will sit nice and flat. So just go around. And then when you get back to the beginning, you can just kind of do a knot somewhere, but leave this yarn here. I'm going to do 2 knots just to be sure. And then we can just leave that piece there. All right, and now we need this other piece to go up to the other side if yours isn't already there. So grab the other one. Sometimes I have trouble with these fake nails. It's like I can't work my yarn on here. Oh my goodness. All right, give me a second. I'll be right back. Okie dokie. All right, so from here, just kind of put this straight up the middle of your project so that it comes up on the other side. There we go. Okay, and for the top here, we're going to do the same thing, but don't pull it closed yet. Just go in and out all the way around. Sorry if you could hear the work outside. They're building new homes around here. You could hear the saws going off. Okay, and from here we're going to start stuffing our pumpkin, and you don't want to stuff it like you would a stuffed toy, just enough to, you know, it doesn't have to be really tightly stuffed, just enough, and really it's your preference, but I do just enough to make it kind of squishy. So there's still some room in there to not stuff too tightly. And then we will start to tighten this up, but don't tighten it all the way yet because we want to put our cinnamon stick in or whatever you're using for your stem. So for me, I just kind of try and make a hole as best as I can in the stuffing and put that right in the center. And then you can pull tightly. All right, so here's where we're at so far. And we're going to feed this strand down, like you could either go into the stuffing part there or just go through a stitch. And we're going to put it down and then come out like the middle of the bottom. Okay, you can see that there. And this is what's going to start making the pumpkin pull down to give it its shape. And then we'll go back up, like through, not through the part we just came down from, but like next to that. And just come up somewhere like, I don't know, you're going to just do this a few times. So you want to kind of go around, you know, make sure you're not going through the exact same part every time, but just keep going around a few times, doing the same thing. And make sure you're getting into like kind of the middle down there. And then you can see it's starting to pull here and make the shape. And it's really your preference as to how many times you'd like to do this. Sometimes 2 is enough for me. Sometimes I do it like 4 or 5. But just see how your pumpkin's taking shape. And the nice thing about this is like every pumpkin looks different, right? When we go and purchase them. So this doesn't have to be perfect. See how this one's kind of up and down and around. I'm going to go one more time to pull this piece down a little bit. And then you'll want to end up at the bottom. Pull tightly, and then you can tie these together. I tie them together about 2, oops, I just threw my hook or my needle. Tie them together about 2 or 3 times. Make sure they're really tight down there. Grab my needle. And then from there, you can just put these through the pumpkin somewhere. You could do a little knot at the bottom if you want, but they should be tight enough in there. I usually just go up like this and go through the center of the pumpkin somewhere. And then you can cut that off. And you'll do the same for the other piece. And then I'm just going to set that like that for now. And then you are finished if you'd like to be. I always use a little piece of this to make a bow on the top. And you can do so many different things with these to dress them up. If you want to crochet a stem or leaves or something like that, I find this is just really a simple way to dress it up a little bit. And then you're done. So I hope this was helpful. Please comment, like, subscribe. I would love to have you around. I'd like you to, if you're interested, to check out some of my other tutorials as well. I have quite a bit, over 100 videos. So please take a look at those. I'll put a playlist up on the screen here at the end. But otherwise, let me know how this worked for you. And happy pumpkin making. Happy Halloween if it's close to that. And thank you so, so much for being here. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.